Named Stoner Ra. Used to mule Skooma for some lowlife.
You were trying to cross the border.
The guards, they just wanted to ask me a question. But before I could meet the sand behind the stars, a dragon leveled the town. In the chaos, I slipped away. Now, I'm building a Skooma empire from the ashes. Call it a dragon's den, and I'm the one who will rise from the flames. I'm sick and tired working for others, getting pushed and shoved like an Argonian to a Dunmer. It's time I changed that. I stumbled upon a hag deep in the woods. She seemed evil. At least that's what I told myself. I took her kit, her belongings, and her home. It became my base of operations. The start of something bigger. I brewed skooma by the hundreds, and like any good alchemist, I had to sample my batch. For alchemy's sake, of course. That stuff hit good. Like a drunk jockey wrapped around a signpost, I made my way to the nearest town, Riverwood, to sell my product. The people were instantly hooked. Skooma began flooding the streets and my pockets. Riverwood. Nah, it's Skooma-wood. The Riverwood guards caught wind of my actions.
Okay, well, that's interesting. You know why?
Why?
Because...
And when I tried to flee, they pulled out a gun and arrested me, which honestly in itself is a crime because skooma is totally legal and elsewhere. I know my rights, but when they saw my prisoner garments, recognizing them from the recently destroyed town of Helgen, they changed their tune. They told me they'd let me go if I immediately reported to Jarl of Whiterun to explain what happened in Helgen, since I was the only survivor and the only one who knew what really went down. I, of course, agreed, not because I was forced, but because meeting with the Jarl was far too lucrative to pass up. As I strolled into Whiterun, the air was filled with the laughter of children, the frantic chatter of parents trying to keep up, and the sugary sweet vows of newlywed couples, perfect targets for my business. I spoke to the Jarl and informed him about the dragon attack at Helgen. He was in disbelief, but still believed what I said. I suggested that perhaps we could work together to solve this problem. He agreed, but only if I helped find a dragonstone for his mage. Easy enough.
Oh, I thought you were already on your way to Bleak Falls Barrow. The Jarl said retrieving that stone tablet is a priority, remember?
In exchange for my services, the Jarl granted me permission to operate my skooma trade legally in Whiterun, on the condition that I serve under him and supply his army with a portion of skooma every Sundas, to be used as a performance enhancer which would allow him to get a cut of the profits. Business was booming, but I wanted more. The Jarl's army was taking a hefty cut of my profits, but before I could figure out how to deal with that, rumors started swirling around a dragon attack at a local watchtower. The Jarl called on me to handle it. It was a brutal fight, but I got the job done. The dragon went down, and as I stood there, bloodied and victorious, the guards gathered around me, praising me for my mighty deeds. But something strange happened. I felt it, like a vacuum in my chest, and before I knew it, I had sucked up the dragon's soul.
What do you mean by that?
The guards were all wide-eyed, spouting nonsense about me being something called a Dragonborn, a mythical hero destined to save the world.
I can't believe it. You're Dragonborn.
But I couldn't focus on their rambling. All I could think about was the dragon soul. I wondered if I could somehow use it to enhance my skooma. I did some experimenting in my lab and came up with a new potent skooma recipe. The dragon soul infusion not only enhances its effects, but also increases the addiction rate by up to 70%. Business exploded. People were practically begging for my latest batch.
I'm more Cohen and I can get
Skooma.
To top it all off, the Jarl's army came to me directly for skooma, cutting out the Jarl as the middleman, which meant he no longer took a cut of my profits. Naturally, the Jarl wasn't happy, and his guards informed me that he was planning to have me assassinated. Realizing everyone outside Dragon's Reach had turned against him, the Jarl tried to contact the Dark Brotherhood, but before he could finalize the contract, I made sure to put a stop to it.
Slim Thugger. Drink by the paint, drove by the pine. Headed to the club in the boss top down. Slim Thug about to climb, representing H-time. If you love me, you gon' smile. If you hate me, you gon' grind.
The next day, Skyrim was in utter chaos. Dragons tearing their place apart, mothers crying for their sons. Sure, as a Dragonborn, I could have put a stop to it, save the day and all that heroic nonsense. But then I realized, no dragons, no business. Simple math. I made my choice. I didn't save the world. I own it.
1, 2, 3. It will last forever. Eternally. 1, 2, be free. 1, 2, be free. It will last forever. Eternally.